Hello my friends, this is Splish and I hope you're having a great day. Today we're looking into Gunfire Reborn. It's not a new game, it's a game that I played before, and it's not new either because it has been in early access but was released now properly, you might say, at the end of last year, 2021. So that's why we're actually taking a look into it. But not only, it's mostly because I really think that this is a very enjoyable game. I wanted to share that with you, and maybe you want to try it out as well. Right now, also, by the way, the game has a pretty good price. I think it's less than $13 or euros on Steam right now, and it's definitely worth it. We're going to talk about what the game is about and, of course, what I think about it. And again, this is more like a motivation video when it comes to a game that some of you guys probably haven't really heard of so much or haven't even played. And in times like this, when there are other games that you might be just tired of playing and you want something else, another kind of shooter, then this could be your cup of tea. The game is an adventure level-based game featuring FPS, roguelite, and RPG elements. So if you have played similar games like that before, then you definitely know what I'm talking about. You can also control unique heroes in the game, each with different abilities as they adventure through procedurally generated levels and pick up randomly dropped weapons. You can play it alone. Even though I would highly recommend you guys, as I'm doing here, work co-op, meaning up to 3 players, altogether 4 players co-op. It's so much more fun, and it's also much more possible that you actually make it to the end of the game. Meaning, depending also on what difficulty level you're playing on. Since I haven't played the game that much, even if I played it early access, I did choose to play here on normal difficulty. But believe me, further on it does become more hectic, more intense, and actually harder. The good thing though, even if you eventually beat the game, get to the end, everything, you still can play the game once again, or actually over and over again. Meaning that the game has a big kind of replay value, which I think is awesome in many ways. That gives you a lot of game for the money, and I think that's really good. And it also has to do with the fact that, of course, every level here is random, so each new restart is a brand new experience in the game, and you will then meet different heroes and experience new weapons, items, checkpoints, and also these unique combat rhythms throughout the game. And the rhythm, talking about the gameplay, it flows really well. You can definitely feel that you have a huge part of how fast you want to play, or if you want to slow it down a bit due to tactical reasons, maybe you need to recover a bit or do something else, do an upgrade, whatever have you, then it's up to you. And I really like that. Therefore, the game is also very dynamic in that sense. But it also has good performance, which I think is very important. It's not only due to this quite simple Borderlandish kind of looking graphics, if that makes any sense for you, cartoonish you might say. I like that, and I hope it's not a hinder for you to actually try the game. Because believe me, the shooting experience here is really good. We're talking about good hit detection and a lot of weapons that are super fun to use, leveling up. And as you can see here, as often in shooter games, I tend to find a sniper and I upgrade it and stick to that quite some. But even so, you can definitely customize your own way of playing, meaning both when it comes to the weapons and also the different characters. I have mainly played with this cat, Meow, and I have enjoyed it quite some. As you can see in this random quartet, when I was playing, we were actually 3 of them. So I'm therefore also looking forward to try out some of the other unique characters in the game. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not super good when it comes to these different builds and everything. I haven't really learned that well, at least not yet in this game, because it has, of course, kind of an impact of the gameplay, you might say, and the outcome probably later on, especially when you start to reach the tougher bosses after each level and things like that. And I can't even think about how it will be even playing on the hardest difficulty in this game. It's probably super fun, of course, but also very challenging, because it also has to be said that if you die, you have to restart. If you're out of lives and everything, it's game over, and you just have to start from the beginning. So in that sense, it's quite unforgiving. But again, that's the challenge, and I think that's exactly how a game like this should be. I also think it's time to listen into the game a bit, yes, so you don't hear my voice for a few seconds and can listen to the actual game sound. Here we go. Alright, I'm back and I hope you enjoyed that. I think it's good audio in the game also, by the way. The sounds are good and also the overall mix. The music does what it's supposed to do. Also create a bit more of an immersive feeling when playing the game and so forth. So I like that. I really like that. Now you might start to wonder, what's the minimum requirements? Is this something that I can play? I don't want to spend this money on something that doesn't work or anything like that. Well, you need Windows 7 at least. That's the minimum right there. And also when it comes to processor, it's Intel Core i5-6400 or AMD FX 8320. Memory 4 gigabytes of RAM. Graphics GTX 960 or R9280. DirectX version 11, and of course storage, then you need 4 gigabytes of available space. So that's the minimum specs for you. We have now covered most of it that I wanted to talk about in the video. However, we have also mainly talked about positive things in the game, and you might wonder, is it anything that isn't good in the game? I haven't really found any obvious things, and maybe guys that have been playing the game longer than me can fill in here, because again, it has been out there for quite some time, even though the official release was at the end of last year, as mentioned before. I went back to Steam, I was checking the reviews there. I saw a guy, he said this. He says he loves the game, but he cannot recommend this game anymore. I don't agree upon that, but he continues. The game used to be beautiful in terms of scaling and gun check, but they kept nerfing the highest tier down instead of creating new difficulty levels up, which killed the gameplay as well as the player base. You used to be able to find games within 5 to 10 seconds, and now you just sit in queue for hours. Well, I can't really say so much from my end when it comes about this terms of scaling and gun check and everything. That's his words and I take it for that. But when it comes to waiting, like in queue for matchmaking and playing with other players, I haven't been waiting that long. It was a few minutes, 2 or tops 3 actually, and then I got into a game, and this is actually the clips you're watching right here. So with that said, I think it's important always to try to bring some perspective of things, even though you are one of those guys that might have only or mostly positive things to say about a game or a product overall. I would say it's always good to have also the other side of things. And we should also remember that a saying like that I just read for you comes from a player that is engaged, and as he said, he loves the game and he wants it to be as good as it can be. With that said, my friends, we are getting to the end of this video. Thanks a lot for watching, and let me know in the comments what you think about this, what you think about the game, or if it's something you would like to buy and try yourself. If you're new to my channel and you like FPS content, don't miss the opportunity to subscribe, and I hope to see you soon in the next video. Okay, this was Splish, Gunfire Reborn, and talk to you later. Bye.